Hey everybody, this is the WooFDriver. Come on guys, here, come on. Coming to you live, as you might be able to hear me. Doing some free ranging, and I'm about to give you a view of what it's like, what we do, and where we go. So please excuse me if I have to run abruptly. This is a working farm we're on, and there's also animals, of course, wild animals and livestock, and sometimes I need to tend to it. I'll stay with you as long as the feed allows me. Sometimes it cuts out because of the signal as well. But I'm going to turn the camera around and let it roll, and I'll try to guide you through this as we go. Hey guys! Boys, don't know if you can see farther ahead of me. Let me try to get this, try to zoom in some so we can make this happen. My equipment's not operating properly. Excuse me for 1 sec. Excuse me for 1 sec. I'm going to try to get this to work. I apologize. Usually don't have this many problems at one time. Okay, so here we are. We are at the big farm. We've got all the dogs with us, except for Gigi, who you saw this morning. And I'm on the ATV. I'm rolling with you. And I'm rolling with the dogs, and I'm showing you what we do. If you have any questions, please, by all means, go ahead and ask. This is a live show again. You're with the WooFDriver. I am the purveyor and host of this channel, and these are my dogs, and they are running leash free. They're Huskies. One of them's got a little bit of Malamute in them. For those of you that know me, you know the kind of activities we do and all the fun we have. So I'm happy you're here with me. Right now, I'll guide you through who each dog is. This is Princess in front of me, directly. Jag is coming in from the right. Come on, guys. That's Zorro, the dark colored one, or the more traditional one with the mask. And Chase is right in the center right now. So I'm sorry, I'm just trying to fool with this equipment. Come on, guys. Let's go. Zorro. Princess. Jag. No. Jag. Here, Jag. Jag! Good boy. Come on. Sometimes you got to use my voice to manage them. And let me just roll this up. Sorry, folks. Got to bring the equipment's not functioning like I had hoped. So, got all kinds of issues here. So, excuse me for 1 sec while I fix it and get you back in the tune. Okay, we are back in the tune right there. See the dogs? I'm putting a lens on to give you a little bit wider of a view, and I'll be with you momentarily. You can let me know if you don't like that wide view. I can zoom in some. Okay, we are on the farm. We've got the wolf pack, the wild and woolly wolf pack. Yes, they are woolies, and a woolly coat means they're long-haired, double-coated dogs. This is a little stream we cross. Perfectly safe for them to drink out of, hydrates them, very healthy for them, wets their paws down, which helps keep them cool. Dogs emit heat from their paws, from the pads of their paws, so it's all good. I'm going to widen the view there. You're looking at the front end of the ATV, as well as the dogs, and Zorro's doing a little bathroom stop, which is a common thing. So we're going to, on this farm, and so is Princess. I'm going to move out of the way, excuse us. So on this farm, we've got a lot of activity. There's a lot of fields that are being used to grow corn, soybeans, hay. Trying to think what else they grow here. Winter wheat in the winter, alfalfa, all kinds of farm-like stuff, all kinds of nutrients, I guess, us humans use, plus they're for livestock as well. Come on, guys. They do have livestock on this farm. They have Clydesdale horses, which are absolutely beautiful. Come on, Jag. By the way, I'll show you the controller I use. This is a Garmin GPS controller, which I can communicate to the dogs, as well as know their position and activity. For instance, the speed they're going, if they're laying, if they're on a particular course, if they're laying down, like I said, if they're sitting, something called tree they use for hunters. So all different kinds of cool stuff. And that's what enables me to do what I do. Now, the GPS collar is a more recent invention. I've used probably everything available in the market. As I said this morning, if you caught the show this morning where I was training, getting ready, setting up the dog cart, the dog scooter, customizing it for our little Chinese Crested, you won't see anything like this anywhere, folks. I'm it, and I'm doing things other people won't do because they simply don't have the knowledge, really. And I've done all these, I'm going to call them unusual dog activities, but they're really instinctual dog activities. I let my dogs engage their instincts as much as possible. That helps them sow their wild oats so they actually live fuller lives, and they're easier to have as house dogs. Obviously, when we're not here, they are pets, they live in the home, and if they don't get to exercise sow their wild oats, they become hard to manage. I know I had people this morning asking questions such as their husky is always, when they leave, they think it gets separation anxiety, and it's got behavioral issues, ripping things up when they're going, etc. A lot of that is because they're not draining their energy feed the way they need to. And I'm going to tell you, nobody has to go to the lengths I do. I do these to pioneer new ways of interacting with your dog or finding easier ways to do it, such as using the scooter I used this morning. You could put if you have a husky, you could put them on there before you go to work. Maybe if you're at work at 9, you could put him on there at 7 in the morning. You could do a quick 45 minutes and get his energy out for the day. He'll feel good, you'll feel good. When you get home, he'll be recovered and recouped and ready to give you some love, and probably, of course, do some other light activity then. That could be as simple as a dog walk. And then he'll probably be out ready to curl up with you for the evening. And, of course, on a non-work day where you can go a little further and spend more time with them, you can take your time a little more, maybe cover more mileage at a slower pace, whatever. But even older dogs can do this stuff. So senior dogs, you're looking at Princess right in front of the camera now. Princess is 12 plus years old. Excuse me for 1 second, we're coming up something that's not identified. Okay, it was just a pile of leaves. As you can imagine, I come upon bones and all kinds of stuff here, which you never know is going to happen because it's a working farm, again, with live animals and wild animals, etc. So the wolf pack is to the right of me. Come on, guys. Sometimes I've got to call them over. Princess? There could be deer out there. There could be almost anything. I've spotted coyotes here and all kinds of stuff. Easy, guys. So they've heard a noise. It probably is just a squirrel, but they've heard it next door, and they're going to go off. Zorro! I'm going to slow them down a little bit using my voice to give you a good view. Come on, Zorro! Now, Zorro this morning has already run with Gigi. Zorro and Princess have already done about 3.5 miles. But to them, it's nothing. The only thing they're competing with is the heat. That makes it something. So 3.5 miles. We took our time. We were at a walking pace for Gigi, and because it was a relaxing kind of scooter ride. Okay. To my left of me is corn. That's corn stalks just coming up from the earth. So you can see, obviously, this is a farm, so they're planting rows. Now, to the right of me is a hayfield, and you're going to see something pretty incredible, folks. I've showed video of this. It takes a lot of attention from me because I got to keep the dogs in one line, but we're going to cross this hayfield. We're going to go through it. The dogs are going to hop through it, and I'm going to be behind them so I can make sure they're all with me. They tend to sometimes, because little animals live throughout this tall grass, or hay if you will, so they're on the prowl for these little animals, and I'm keeping them off. Zorro! Zorro! Now I have a little bit of a track because I've gone through here before, but that was a week or two ago. By then the track recovers and starts covering over. Okay, folks, so here we are. This is awesome. if you know somebody who likes dogs, tell them to tune in now, because this is really incredible. Come on, guys, let's go. You're gonna hear me yell loud because I want to chase away any wildlife. Zorro, Zorro, come on, here, good boy. Chase, come on, here, come on. Good boys. Come on, Jack, good boy. Come on, Chase. Princess, no. Princess, here. Princess, here. Good girl. Good girl, come on. Good girl. So what's happening is, and again, my attention is focused on Zorro, no, Zorro, here. Good boy, come on, Jack. Good boys. So come on, guys. Good boy. Zorro is in the weeds, in the hay, rolling around. Truly incredible, folks. You got to see this. We're going to pick up a pace here. Come on, guys. Good boys. Now, what they'll do is they'll get in front of here and slow me up. So people are usually worried about their huskies running off. I got to worry about them keep going. So I'm trying to stay behind them so I can keep a complete view of this, because they can meander off onto one side or the other and get lost in the hay pretty much. Come on, guys. Good boys. And I just got to keep them moving. So that's why I use a GPS collar. If they do that, I'll know where they're at and be able to meet up with them. Plus, they know where we meet after this field. Come on, Jack. Good boy. But that still can be problematic. This is free ranging, folks. We do this all year long. Okay, got a good pace going now. Check out the 3 white dogs. They're in sync. They're on the same path. Dogs will take the path of least resistance almost always. Zorro is carving his own way, so that could be an old tire track I did, but one dog makes a way. You'll find this in the snow where it's very evident. You'll see the track. One dog tunnels through, makes his way, the next dog, then the next dog, and that's how a pack of dogs work together. Good boys. Now Princess Chase is falling in line behind her. Believe it or not, my top dog up there is Jag. Easy, guys, easy. We are wearing clanky collars today, for lack of a better term, folks. And what that does is that's creating noise and letting animals know we're together. They're just dog tags that are pinging together. Come on, guys, let's go. Princess, no, Zorro. Good boy. Good boys. Now, come on, Jag, no. Jag, no. Good boy. Come on, Jag. Good boy. Come on, Zorro. Now I'm going to get ahead of them too. Come on, here. Because we're at the end of this field. Princess. Come on, guys. Chase, Zorro. To promote them to come, because sometimes if I sit still, they'll sit still. They're trained that way. Oh, cut through some big hay here, folks. Sorry. So that's how we get them out of that scene. If you can see behind me, it's just absolutely beautiful, because instead of seeing their furry butts, you're seeing their faces coming up. Okay, folks, I am just checking all. Deal. So now we're on a farm road, and on this farm road, this is used for farm equipment essentially, and of course I have permission to be here, so people, the working part of the farm, will be looking out for me. But there's also other visitors here at this farm that do work, tasks, and chores, and activities throughout the year. So, you know, in the winter you have hunters maybe, and other people, so I have to be on the lookout. They know to look for me, and I would never be in this area without everybody knowing I'm here for purposes of the safety of the dogs, obviously. So that's where we are right now. You can see beautiful blue skies. Right now in front of me, Zorro is the lead dog, and I can always check their speed on my Garmin collar. Chase is behind Zorro, Jag is behind Chase, and Princess is actually just to the tail end of the ATV. If anybody wants to say hello, I'm here. I like a little interaction with my human companions out there. So feel free to drop me a line, ask me a question, give a comment, etc. I know a couple people had mentioned about Gigi. You know, she was so small in one of the pictures, and the activity we were doing this morning of what we do and how I'm training her on the dog scooter, and got some good questions, and I enjoy telling people about that. Jag stopping here to take a quick siesta, take a roll. I can't turn the camera, I apologize. Maybe I can. Let me try this. So there's Jag taking a roll. And got Zorro up ahead doing the same thing. Can you see that? Now they're competing. Who's doing it better? We got Jag and Zorro. We got Princess to the right, and we got Chase straight ahead. So this is, I like to equate this when I explain to people what I do, because it's a bit hard. This is kind of like a safari, folks, where the dogs are running free, and I'm kind of photographing them, and just loving the interaction and the freedom that I'm able to give them. Excuse me, I need to wet my palate. Now Chase is getting a little far ahead. He knows where we're going, but I'm going to call him. Chase! Now, did you see, it might be a little bit far away, but Chase just simply stopped right in his tracks, and he's waiting for his next command. Good girl, Princess. Princess did too. If I don't command them, they might continue on, or they might come back. Now they're coming back. Okay, so, and that's just through working with a lot of training. We're gonna take a siesta here. We're gonna just relax. This is what it's all about, folks. Just truly enjoying the day, intermingling with the dogs as much as I can, of course, and interacting with them in this kind of environment, letting them engage their instincts. They're getting all kinds of smells around here, especially being on a farm, and they're getting all kinds of freedoms. And those freedoms come with responsibilities or boundaries, but they understand them because they've been trained. And that's what I talk about when I talk about instinctual training. Again, you're not going to hear this from anybody else. You're not going to see this kind of stuff anywhere else. I just want to be around long enough to share it all, because I hope everybody can take, certainly not everything, but even if it's just a little something from everything I do, I'd love it, because I'm sure a lot of you viewing have a dog, whether it's a small dog, large dog, working dog, or another kind of class of dog. They can all appreciate what we do in some capacity, and you'll be able to gain some of the ways I do this and do it with your dog. Now you can see Zara just rolled over again. It's all about giving the dogs the best possible lives we can. So I'm going to turn the camera a little. I'm catching a drink here. By all means, please, if you have any questions, I'd love to answer them. Okay, so that's the three of them. That's Princess. She's to the left. Zorro is in front of Chase. And they're all smelling it. Just them coming back is an exercise. And again, that helps you. I'm always looking at ways, believe it or not, people will be like, what? To create more distance? Excuse me. What I should say is to create more mileage for them. Engaged mileage that they want to run, they want to do, because they've got the energy, they've got the body to do it. And if they don't do it is when you can get different issues, behavioral, physical, mental, etc. related. So Chase has just chose to lay down. That's Jag. Chase, you can't see, I can't aim the camera that way. Which is all good. That's what it's about. We're chilling here now. And we got a nice summer kind of breeze going on. This is some of my favorite time. I'll always be with my dogs. My favorite time. Just being able to be out here and give them the happiness that they love, and to a point that they're tired, is what it's all about to me. So I'm just turning the camera on. I'm going to try to pick up a couple pictures because it's majestic. I like using those words to describe it, like being as descriptive as possible. This is truly, these are epic scenes. I want to remember them forever. So I document what I do thoroughly with video and pictures, as I know you've all seen, and you can check anytime. I hear the camera clicking a little bit. By all means, anybody, please go ahead, ask me any question, any concern, comment, anything you may have. I don't always live broadcast. I was doing it a lot at the beginning. I absolutely love it, but it takes a lot of work and a lot of time. And quite frankly, some of these times I just enjoy spending with the dogs privately. I know that might sound a little weird, but I can truly give them my full attention if I'm not broadcasting, but to inspire everybody and to basically give ideas. I'm doing this, and so hopefully you can, again, get something out of it, to interact with your dog or somebody you know with the dog, give them some ideas. And some people, hey, some people are just here to see the beautiful sights. I mean, it is just gorgeous. This is, again, a unique opportunity. I've been able to arrange a few of these, which, again, is truly remarkable. A few of these farms that I'm able to free range on in these private land areas. So what's happening now is Princess she's the oldest, and I can usually gauge a lot by her because she's the one that'll, how can I say it, show signs of wear first. But believe it or not, even at her age, she's the one that recovers the quickest. But usually, if she's laying down, we've done pretty good. The boys are, I adopted Princess when she was 4 years old, so she wasn't with me from the beginning. So she's got some deep-seated hyperactivity issues that really keep her mobile. It actually works to her advantage health-wise because it gives her, it just constantly drives her to be active, which is great, especially at her age, like I talked about, for arthritis issues and sedimentary issues that dogs can get. But sometimes it can become a little overwhelming, her energy level. So this helps alleviate it by the activities we do. So this is that's pretty much a photograph that you're looking at right now. Actually, I'm going to take it. It's just so gorgeous. The fields are perfect. Everything's phenomenal. And I hope you got a lot out of this free ranging episode. I'd like to come back and do another one soon. I would love to answer questions. I know this morning we had a lot of questions going on. Now's the time I'm sitting in front of the camera, I can answer them. So if you do have any, please, by all means, you know, from foods I feed to anything, I would love to answer. If not, keep me company by just watching along. Trying to give you the full view here of what I'm seeing. Got a fisheye lens on the camera that you're viewing through, and I simply love it because it just lets you take in the whole scene I'm seeing. Got a lot of really cool stuff I'll mention happening on our channel, all kinds of live broadcasts with a lot of different team members, WooFDriver team members. You might have seen Britt, she's done a few already with the WooFDriver news. Anything that has to do with dogs, fun, and news related, Britt will bring it to you twice a week on the WooFDriver channel. So make sure you subscribe to our live notifications so you know when she goes on. She's great, and she's an animal lover herself. She's got a family of chickens from what I understand, and hopefully she'll bring them to you sometime in the near future. Also, David, he's one of the Wolf Tunes team members, and you'll recognize his voice. He's done a lot of the parodies and a lot of the original songs that I've written. Like Britt's very musically inclined as well, and she can be heard on some of the songs we do. She's multi-talented. And David is over in England, and he does, he's been doing a couple shows a week for us here on the WooFDriver channel. So you can learn about that. It's really cool and interesting how we approach this whole putting together some of these songs. And he's focusing now on the parodies from the chorus to the individual lyrics and how they match up to different songs that I've parodied. that's where we're at now. We're getting ready to, we're probably going to take off in a minute or two. Though the boys seem to be very content chasing Jag. They're just watching out there. And what dogs do is they try to remain very quiet when they're sitting or laying, and they look for movement. Their eyes are trained to see movement in a far distance so they can engage their prey instinct. That's how they go about it. And when they see, sometimes it's just a blade of grass moving in the wind. When they see it, they're on it. And until they know what that movement was, they're usually not satisfied. It's my job to manage all that and keep them in line so our interaction with wildlife is minimalized. It happens sometimes. We can come across a groundhog, even sometimes possums, raccoons, snakes, turtles, when we're out in these farm fields, at a moment's notice. Even a fox, even a coyote. Coyotes are pretty slick though. I've only seen one once, and in this farm setting. But we can come across these animals at any time, and their prey drive goes into effect. So it's my job to keep them in line. That the farm animals are great, like the cows and the horses. We get a chance, not so much where I'm at now, but at the other farm we go to in Virginia, the Shenandoah Valley. You might have seen me mention it before. Get a lot of interaction with cows there because I actually have to go through this huge cow pasture to access a lot of the areas to do our free ranging. So we get a real chance to fraternize with the cows, and it's a lot of fun. It's so cool, and I've approached it very cautiously. I have full control of the dogs, but not of the cows. So that can become a trying situation, but the cows are very curious and they're not predatory. So there's a lot of leeway in there to get training in, impromptu training, where we can interact with the cows, and we've had nothing but a wonderful time. And you can, again, I've got probably at this point 17,000 or so pictures on my Flickr library of all the different adventures we do, of what I could film and what I could document that way. And I know there's a nice range of adventures down in the Shenandoah where we did our cow interactions, and I've got a huge video library on YouTube spanning about 4 or 5 YouTube channels where you can catch some of the video footage of it, etc. And got a video, we're talking about horses. One of the places we go is a horse track farm where they actually have, where I'm in Maryland, and they actually have a real practice horse racetrack. And it's official. It's 5/8 of a mile. Beautiful, surrounded by farmlands and cows and horses, and simply breathtaking. So we go there sometimes because we can, for lack of a better term, mush on the horse track. And when we do it, there's usually no horses, but we have, quote unquote, arranged an afternoon where we could race some horses, some Belgians. I'm not sure if you're familiar with Belgians, but they're actually, if not the same size, they're actually bigger, I believe, than Clydesdales and have that same look to them. They're just gorgeous. They're not so much racing horses, they're more for drafting, pulling a cart, etc. So they actually had a cart that they pull, and we called it a race, but we were pulling our dog cart, and we had just a wonderful time. We had a whole afternoon out of it. They started with blinders on the horses. They actually changed the horses out because they don't have the endurance that the dogs do. I mean, they're moving a lot more weight around, and it's a different animal. So we did it the whole day just because it was so awesome, and they got to rotate horses. But the trainer there was genius, put some blinders on them to keep them from being too conscious of the dogs. And I had the dogs. Now Chase is starting to whine a little, probably because he thinks he picked up on a movement of something. Probably again just a grass glade. Good boy. So that's a sign we're ready to roll. When they start getting antsy, I'm gonna do it. Come on, guys, free. Okay, so that was pretty cool. I just call them. I just release them like that. They put themselves in. Come on, guys, into what I call, that was a down position. Come on, Jack. And sometimes I'll command them to be in a down position. They put themselves into it because they wanted to take a breather. Now behind me, I got a beautiful sight. I've got Jag running towards me, following the ATV. I've got Princess in front of me, and I've got Chase and Zorro to the left of me. They actually shortcutted me. Now, shortcutting me means that they are anticipating the direction I'm going. Come on, Princess! Which is okay, but not a good practice, especially if you're new to free ranging, to get into, because the dogs actually take their attention off of you. If, when you're training them, they should keep their attention on you at all times. And I just got a glimpse of what I thought was some horses running free, which usually doesn't happen, but anything can happen here. So I'm just going to speed up here. It doesn't look like they are. I think they were just treetops, but I'm moving at a good pace now. This vehicle, come on, Zorro! Zorro! Zorro, no! Good boy, come on! Come on, Jag, no! That was just the treetops. Zorro was in the woods, that's why I was saying that to him. So, Jag, no! Jag! Good boy. Sometimes you've got to understand, this is like a wild wolf pack. For lack of a better term, you're putting dogs, this breed is, the Huskies are one of the closest domesticated breeds, one of the closest dog breeds to the wolf. So they got a lot of wolf-like traits. And when you put them in an atmosphere or an environment like they are now where they're running free, some of those wolf-like traits are very likely to show themselves. So you can have some, what I call, and what's referred to as pecking order battles, that you would know as the alpha, who's at the top of the wolf, the whole line of the wolf chain. And, come on, guys, here, Princess, no, good girl. Had to say that loud because that was a perfect example of what can happen. What happens, one dog will pick up on a scent. One dog will be interested in something, and he'll put his nose down, and he'll be concentrating on one area. The other dogs will join him, which is okay. But if it happens for an extended period of time, and I'm only talking for more than a few seconds, you can start having what humans would refer to as pushing and shoving. And when that starts, they try to claim that area. They think, oh, there's a groundhog under there, there's something they can prey upon, and they want it. They want to claim it as theirs. So therefore, the other dogs who aren't alpha need to yield to the other dog that is alpha, or thinking he's alpha or he or she's alpha. So what I do, I'm the alpha. I come in there and start yelling at them to move, or calling one dog off or another dog off that I think might have been there first. That creates, come on, Jag, Princess, no, Princess, no, good boy, Chase, no, come on guys, here, good boys, come on, good boys, Princess, no. So, what we do, Princess, good girl. What we do is call them off in different ways. Come on, guys, free. You can see how content they are with all the activity they get, willing to just stay here and just take the easy path and sniff up on scents. But so the dogs have to yield to each other. That's what creates a fight, when one dog doesn't yield. In anywhere, with any dogs, that's the most common thing. So if you get a bunch of dogs together and they're focused in on an area, or they're claiming a ball or something, the other dog doesn't give in. If it's between two dogs, the fight breaks out. And that's what I try to prevent. More likely to happen in this setting because of the instincts, because of their traits. into that mode. Now, I see it looks like a wind, but I do see a lot of movement. So, and these kind of fields, foxes are known to be roaming. Foxes are pretty smart. We never catch up with foxes. They know we're coming long before we get there. But rabbits, usually too quick for us to catch. Groundhogs are slow, and sometimes we're getting later into the year, but when they're cold, I got cows to my right, beautiful. When some of the animals are coming out of hibernation, and some of the young. Come on, guys! Come on! Good boys. They can look at the dogs as friendly people, friendly animals. And the dogs are usually in prey mode when they meet them, so that is not a good thing. As we get further in the year, the animals get wiser, their instincts take over. I'm talking about wild animals. And they learn that dogs, foxes, coyotes are predators. So I'm going to make this wider, folks, because we're going through a wooded area. And they learn how to avoid them. But in the beginning, this is really rough riding, folks. So I apologize. We're going through a rough and tough area. This trail is mega tough. Come on, guys. And you can see how far the dogs get ahead of me. Come on. Princess. Good girl. I don't, in these areas, you can't help but let them get ahead of you. I mean, I could call them to me, but then we wouldn't get anywhere. So I want to keep them moving. I want to give them a certain amount of freedom, distance to be away from me, but I want to keep it in check. Since we come to this area fairly often, come on, guys. They know to wait for me down by the stream. Very bumpy, kids. Sorry. And you can see they're taking a drink. And it's a great place. Awesome. There's a stream that meanders throughout almost everywhere we go to. Most farms have some sort of waterways, how they water the animals and keep their livestock hydrated. It helps, of course. So this place has a wonderful stream, meanders throughout the whole farm, and we can get water almost anywhere. And it's nice. Back here it's shaded, so it stays a little cooler and we can chill. Say, guys. Princess is ready to go. Look at her. I got two dogs to the left of me. We hear a siren in the distance now. A lot of dogs will howl when they hear a siren because, Princess, no! Because it sounds like an animal in distress. So they usually won't do it when they're with me, but in case you hear it. And it's wild. It sounds like a wild wolf pack. It's like a car alarm. Zara. Sometimes I'll get off and walk the stream with them. Sticker bush to my left, sorry. Zara. Chase. That's Princess and Chase right there. And Jag's in front of them here. And they're just checking out the sights and sounds. You can see old Jaggy boy's got a grease stain on him or something. It's probably from the bike. So that's Jag. Spa days in about a week and a half. But that'll easily come out. Come on, guys. Princess. Good girl. Come on. Chase. Chase. Free. Princess. Free. Come on, guys. Let's go. Let's go. Okay, and that was, again, one of those areas. Come on, guys. Jag. And probably going to sign off soon, folks. I think you got an idea of what I do here, and I'd like to spend some more time with the dogs, focus on them. So tune in anytime, please. I try to get some live broadcasts going on, and hope to see you in the near future. Have a great day. This is WooFDriver signing off.